Welcome, whether you're returning or new to the Narcissism Freedom channel. I'm truly glad you're here. This space offers you peace, clarity, and support on your journey of healing and reclaiming your truth. We often find ourselves drawn to this kind of content because something within us is asking to be seen, understood, and nurtured. If that resonates, you're in the right place. Today, I want to share a deeply personal reflection on what narcissism taught me about self-worth and how that painful experience led me back to myself. It's not easy to talk about the journey through narcissistic abuse. For a long time, I didn't even have the words to describe it. It felt like confusion, like walking through fog. There were moments I questioned my own mind. I remember sitting alone, replaying conversations, wondering if I was overreacting, too sensitive, or the problem. That's the nature of gaslighting. It eats away at your sense of certainty until even your own emotions feel foreign. But in that darkness, something sacred was beginning. A quiet inner voice began to whisper, "This is not love. This is not who you are." That voice was the first spark of my self-worth waking up. I didn't know it then, but it was the turning point. I want to be honest, I didn't leave right away. I stayed. I justified. I minimized. I hoped things would change. I thought if I could be better, more patient, more loving, then maybe the dynamic would shift. But it didn't. Eventually, I realized I was trying to heal someone who had no intention of acknowledging their harm. I was pouring into a cup with a hole in the bottom. Narcissism taught me that self-worth isn't something others give you. It's something you must remember for yourself. I spent so much time trying to earn love by proving my value, shrinking myself to fit, walking on eggshells, making myself smaller to keep the peace. But real peace doesn't require self-betrayal. True love never demands you abandon your essence. That realization shattered something in me, but it also rebuilt something stronger. As I reclaimed my boundaries, I noticed how deeply conditioned I was to people please. I traced it back to childhood, how often I was praised for being quiet and accommodating. I was taught love was conditional, affection a reward for good behavior. So when I entered relationships with narcissists, it felt strangely familiar. It felt like home, but a home built on survival, not safety. That's when I realized I needed to come home to myself. Coming home to yourself isn't a one-time decision. It's a daily practice. Every time you choose your truth over external noise, you come home. Every time you say no without guilt, you honor your worth. Every time you trust your gut over someone else's projection, you rewrite old narratives. And it's not always easy. Sometimes it feels lonely. Sometimes it feels like grief. Because reclaiming yourself often means letting go of the versions of you built just to survive. There's a spiritual layer to this journey I can't ignore. I believe every soul goes through a process of forgetting and remembering. We forget who we are so we can return to it with deeper reverence. Narcissism, paradoxically, served as the mirror that showed me everything I was not, and in doing so, illuminated everything I truly am. I am not manipulation. I am not control. I am not silence. I am not guilt or shame. I am love. I am clarity. I am freedom. I am wholeness. And so are you. If you're watching this and in the thick of it, please know you're not alone. I know how isolating it can feel. I know how much it hurts to be misunderstood, to have your reality denied, to be told you're too sensitive or too emotional. But your emotions are sacred messengers. They're not liabilities. They're guides. And if your emotions are telling you something isn't right, trust that. Your body knows. Your spirit knows. You don't need permission to believe yourself. One of the biggest lessons I've learned is that healing doesn't mean erasing the pain. It means integrating the wisdom. The scars are part of the story, but they don't define the ending. I used to fear the damage was permanent, that I'd never trust again, love again, feel safe again. But that's the lie. That's the echo of trauma, not the truth of your essence. The truth is healing is possible. The truth is your heart can grow stronger after being broken. The truth is you are still whole. Sometimes we get stuck asking why. Why did this happen? Why did they do this? Why me? And while those questions are natural, they often don't bring peace. A more helpful question is, what now? What do I choose now, knowing what I know? How do I love myself better? How do I create a life that reflects my truth? These questions lead to freedom. They lead to empowerment. They lead to the life you were meant to live before the conditioning, before the trauma, before the masks. Every day, I now make choices that affirm my worth. I surround myself with people who respect my boundaries. I speak to myself with compassion. I let go of the need to prove or explain. I choose softness without sacrifice. That doesn't mean I never struggle, but it means I no longer abandon myself to be accepted. That's the real shift. When you no longer make yourself smaller just to be loved, you begin to attract the kind of love that sees and honors your fullness. I believe we go through what we go through, so we can help others rise too. Your story matters. Your healing matters. Your voice matters. When we speak our truths, we help others find the courage to speak theirs. That's the beauty of this journey. What once felt like shame becomes sacred medicine. What once felt like silence becomes a song of strength. What once felt like the end becomes the beginning of something more honest, more aligned, more powerful. If no one has told you lately, let me say this. You are not broken. You are not crazy. You're not too much. You are not unlovable. You are not the lies they tried to make you believe. You are sacred. You are whole. You are becoming. You have every right to take up space, to say no, to change your mind, to walk away, to begin again. Your worth is not up for debate. It is your birthright. As you continue to walk this path, I invite you to ask yourself, what would someone who truly loves themselves do in this moment? Let that question guide you. Let it shape your decisions, your boundaries, your rest, your joy. Self-worth isn't a destination. It's a relationship. And like all relationships, it requires tending, honesty, and care. You are worthy of your own love. You always have been. You always will be. Thank you for allowing me to share this journey with you. Thank you for your presence, your courage, and your heart. If you feel led to support the growth and awareness of this channel, the details are below in the description. Your support helps amplify these messages so others who are still in the fog can find their way home. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Together, we're creating a space where healing is honored and truth is celebrated. Until next time, stay true to your light.